So we've successfully managed to take the title of the paper we've just added to the database and the number of the record that has just been created in the database to hold it. We managed to transfer it from the page new article.aspx into the page new article tags.aspx. The next thing to do is to give the user some means of being able to associate tags with that particular paper. Now I'm going to look at a website, Last.fm, just to show you the kinds of ways you can do that. Okay, this is the website Last.fm. You probably know about it. It's a website for keeping a list of music you like, organizing your library of music that you like, and it gives you, like a lot of Web 2.0 sites, the ability to tag things. So if I click on something like, so this person here, Gulu Gulu, is a kind of Chinese singer. If I click on the type in tag, okay, what it does is, well, I'll get rid of the tags that I originally put in. It gives you an empty text box, okay, which you can either type in your own tag, like Chinese singer like Björk, okay, comma, and then that turns into, if you like, a visually represented tag. I can also then use some of the previously existing tags that other users have used to describe it. So I can click on here, strange and beautiful, and again it populates the text box of potential tags like so, and then gives you the option to save it. Okay, so what it does is essentially it gives you a text box, although a very elegant and beautiful one here, which you then populate with either things you've written yourself, tags you've described yourself, or tags that other people have used, which you just reuse essentially. So that is a typical interface for adding tags into a Web 2.0 application. So let's go back into ours and see how we could add tags to this. Now currently we've got, if you like, a label here which we've got we're going to populate with the title of the article. So let me just position the cursor just before this, and I'll just put in something like title of article or something like that. Well, for some reason it's not appearing, the text I'm typing is not appearing, I don't know why. Okay, let's go back to the start. Title, I don't know why, but also we'll go into the source anyway, so it's, oh well, there it is, it's appearing here, and I don't title article. Okay, and then put a colon in, and then that should display that there's the title of the article. Now underneath that, what we want is I'm going to put my suggested tags above it. Okay, now so here is where I'm going to put in the suggested tags, and the suggested tags are basically all of the previous tags that exist in the database. Okay, in my case. So now what I'm going to put there is I'm going to put in a placeholder. Okay, go into the toolbox, choose placeholder, and drag it to that position, and then in that placeholder what I can put in are the tags that people have already used. So I'm just going to maybe change the name of that slightly. If I go to the properties, and I'm going to give it a name of something like existing tags. Okay, so there's my existing tags. Now underneath that, remember, we need to have a text box, okay, which by clicking on any of the existing tags we're going to put into that placeholder should fill up the text box. So let's kind of add some text here. Okay, it's going to be a text box. Let's just make this a bit larger. Okay, so there's our text box of the texts we're going to add. I won't make it as elegant as the website we've just seen, so I'm not going to have things like little X buttons at the side of the tags so you can delete them easily. Okay, but I'm just going to allow the user to delete them if they want to with their cursor. And then finally I'm going to put in a button, okay, where the user can then commit whatever values they put into the database at that point. Okay, so now let's just, I need to put a tiny bit of space in there. I think I need to put just an extra BR between the text box and the button, so let me just put that above the button and then go back into the design view, and now I've got still alright, that looks a bit better now. Okay, so now I have, that's my so this is my interface. Okay, so we've already managed to getting the title to appear, okay, but we also want to show some tags in the placeholder existing link, and we want the user to be able to click on those tags in order to add them to the text box containing all the tags we're going to apply to this article. Okay, so let's go now back into the code, and let's first of all, before we do anything else, let's just try to get all the tags to appear within existing tags. Okay, let's go back into the code. Here's new article .aspx, but I want new article tags.aspx. So let's view Solution Explorer, and let's go to there's new article tags. So I'm going to click on that because I want to see the code of that rather than the designer. So let me right click View Code. Okay, so now here are new article tags. Now currently what we've got is we're displaying the ID and the article title. We don't want the ID, we just want the article title, so I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, so now let's give me a bit more space. Okay, so I've added it now such that the article title text appears. Now then, what I want to appear as well is a list of all the tags that we've currently got in the database to appear in that existing tags placeholder. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to do it we're going to use, obviously we're going to use the exact same database connection string that we've been using for the other pages. So let's just go into the code and add that. So there's our, I've just copied and pasted that from another page. OLEDB connection, configuration manager connection strings, mobile standards DB. We use that on all the other pages, so there's nothing new there. Okay, we're going to open the connection object, dbcon.open, open bracket, close bracket. Okay, now then, we want to show every single tag that's currently in the database. Now, if you remember, in the database we've got a table called tags, and each tag has a number and a field called tag. So it's quite simple, really. We just create a query command with select tag from tags, really. So dim cmd query, and we use that same as a variable name as used before, string equals quote select tag from tags. Okay, so it is, and now then all we have to do is turn that into a command object. So we say dim dbcom equals new OLEDB command open bracket cmd query open bracket OLEDB con. Okay, now I've got a feeling that now it's got your little dotted blue line on it, meaning it doesn't like it, meaning what we need is we need to add to this page the import system data OLEDB line that we used in the other page. So imports system.data.OLEDB. Okay, so that'll now mean we can use that OLEDB command. We've got our command object. Okay, and so then we're going to do just like we did with showing all the papers. We're going to create a reader and then cycle through all the records that the reader has returned by virtue of its SQL query. So dim db read, this is the database reader object, equals dbcom.execute reader. Okay, so we've done that. So now so we're just going to go through that link while db read open bracket close brackets. Now then, here we're just going to print them out. We're just going to add to that that placeholder the whatever comes back. And so essentially what we're going to do is we're just going to add some literal controls with it. So we'll say existing tags dot controls dot add open bracket new literal control open bracket, and we're just going to type in essentially just what is returned from the database, essentially, which is going to be something like db read item open bracket quote tag. Okay, so that's we need one more bracket. Okay, and then we're done. So we're just cycling through the database, and each time we're just going to add the tag into the placeholder. Okay, and that's really very simple. What we've done there. I suppose, I mean, if we want to be totally correct about this, we'd say dbread.close, and we'd also say ole dbcon.close. Okay, so we've done that. There's our page. So what should happen now is that every time we create a new page, a new article, then we get to a page which will just show the list of tags that are currently in the database. Okay, so let's go to the simple new article page. Okay, and play that. Okay, it should come up, and when it comes up, it should prompt me to be able to add a new article to the database, and it's just a bit so I'm just trying out, so it's like QQQ, and then I click add entry to database. Okay, and it's come up there, and as you see there it is, title of article QQQ. There's a list of the tags in the database so far. We've got these 3 tags: ubiquity, multimodality, and study, and there is a text box. Okay, so the next task for us is to actually make these things into links by clicking on which you add that text into this text box. Okay, now here we're going to have to do something which I haven't done yet on the course, which is some JavaScript. What we've done so far is we've done all our coding at the server level. So as you say, every time we do anything, every time we click a button, it sends a command up to the server does something with all the data it's got, and sends back something into the browser, which we see. And we've done that particularly in terms of when we add an article to the database, we press submit, it goes back to the server and comes back. This time we want something to happen inside the browser without actually visiting the server. When you want to do that, you have to use JavaScript. You don't use the same VB script that we've been doing so far. And so I'll get onto that next.